Time to be Stanley. Oh yeah.
I've got your stream pulled up so I can also tell you if anything happened with it.
Yeah, who knows? I don't have settings going the way they used to. Everything's just kind of started.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's perfect level
Yes.
sound.
I must have forgotten, the memo about the thing. Why does it feel like I slide a little? I do. Shit, slick. Alright, well, where's the... I hate Mondays. I tell you what, me too, man. I'm so slidey. What are they working on in there? Sales in this code? In this code? That's not the word.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Just try to go in between them.
This was
All right,
not
here
the
we go.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the employee lounge.
Yes,
Nice little flat.
Truly a room worth admiring.
Cold
It had
drinks.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley.
Oh, I thought it said.
I thought it said fuck. Coffee nut? Excuse me? What are you drinking, bro?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Why the fuck do the doors keep shutting? See, the problem is, narrator, you telling me what to do makes me not want to do that thing. Okay?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, you're right. It's a nice piece of fence right there, boy. Damn, it's a big old room, boy. Shoot. What happens if I... The call of the void.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
It's pretty accurate of me as a person.
Very
No one can tell me what to do. I'm going to commit suicide. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
It means
to
I
go to the
came in
meeting
on a
room.
Sunday.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was
Swerved
not
you.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Actually, I want to be defiant. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump. Penalty for jumping, $5,000. You're gonna find a corpse?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I am not gonna listen to you voice in my head.
In someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
I forgot to
that
take my
the
meds.
story has been about nothing
You're not
but
real.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
He's blackmailing you.
For her? For who? Okay. I resisted.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who are you talking
She's
about, bro?
been waiting.
God? It's me, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
I don't like that. Can I go home? It was a joke. I was goofing on you. I was just doing a goof. You think you can control me? You think you can...
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone
Thank you.
thinks you are very powerful.
I am. Alright, fine.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The
Shut
end
up
is
about the
never the
fucking
end is never
coworkers.
the
Stanley
end is
decided
never
to go
the
to the
end is
meeting
never
room.
the end.
Perhaps he had
Yo!
simply missed a memo.
Blaze it.
420 blaze it.
Yo! Hey, yo! Relationship check.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Shut up.
he entered the door on his
I
left.
know. 4:13. No one home. 4:12. What time is it? Nice.
Yet there was not a single
Do not
person
alter
here
without
either.
consulting whiteboard
Feeling
manager.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Rip friends? Yikes. What? Did the projector just... I heard the click. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Me most of all? Wow. Number of slides on this slide. What? Okay. Alright. I like that. I like that pie chart. It really helps me out. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Okay. That's not legible. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Okay, it's really going fast. Please, no more charts. Please, the boss appreciation. Okay, all right, yeah. Is this game supposed to feel like a horror game? Because it's feeling like a horror game. Solving interpersonal conflict. All right. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another, I can't read that fast. It's gonna slide while I'm halfway through. Yep. Nice. Vision board.
Less air.
I tricked him. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
Nothing,
he
you
turned
say?
around and got
There's
back on track.
uranium. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well,
It's hell. Hell.
But Stanley
Hey, a running
just
car.
couldn't do it.
We can just go.
He considered
How did
the
they get this car?
possibility of
Wait a minute.
facing his boss, admitting he had left his
Probably
post
through there.
during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
More
And
coffee
as
nut.
Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing
This is schizophrenia
myself.
simulator. Stop.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
You're getting annoying,
he thought
narrator.
that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
This is what I get.
Stanley
This is what I get for going down instead of up.
as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Oh my God.
Surely, if he could just
I'm going mad.
prove it, he would prove that he was in control.
This is
that
what
this
insanity
was a
feels
dream.
like.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything
No, you're
will
not,
be
Stanley.
fine.
You are fucking clinically
I
insane.
am okay.
This much is obvious. You are clinically insane. You are a danger to society.
Stanley began screaming.
Yeah, I figured. I figured he
Someone
would.
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What the fuck is going on?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself. And then
Yeah,
collapsed
clinically
onto the
insane.
sidewalk.
Yeah, I figured.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Seeing a corpse made you
Then
feel
she
better.
remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the fuck?